Good morning. Um, I want to do a video on, it's going to be on Psalms 14. I tried looking it up. I'm kind of still in between vehicles apparently because I set up a couple storage cases in my cargo trailer that's up for sale now. I'm in the road trek full time, and I'll be setting up the solar, hooking up the solar to the batteries. Now won't run my refrigerator. Found that out last night, so I got the um, good old extension cord back in the van. And I gotta get my generator in here too, apparently, because that's gonna be a problem when I'm on the road. But anyways, this video is about Psalms 14. There's a guy. He's in the UK. I will definitely post his information because he talks about it really well. But the crux of Psalms 14, it basically says that we don't believe in God anymore. Whoever's left here, even the believers, the ones believed, have decided that they're not going to follow God anymore. The way it reads, and the Bible talks about it's going to get real tight for the believers. It's going to get real tight for us. It's going to get bad. You're gonna prefer to eat for a day than fish for your whole life. You're gonna take that little bit of food for the day just to survive the day. It's gonna be horrible. But what came to my mind when he was talking about Psalms 14 was the perfected and perfect trap. Okay, that's gonna be the title of this video. The perfected and perfect trap. God has set up, and now they're gonna use the evil one's gonna use that to his advantage. Some horrible lighting on in the morning here, but I don't know. Oh, do this first. It doesn't work. This thing's so intermittent, it's ridiculous. I don't know why this thing works, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. That's the wattage on this thing. It works when it wants. I don't know what this thing's deal is, but based on that, it's out of here. I got another possible option here. Well, that helps a tiny little bit. Get rid of the hat. That'll help. I'll look a little more goofy, but that's fine. So the perfected and perfect trap. Okay, God set it up. The imperfect man is going to carry the message. We're not doing the saving. We're not doing anything of any sort other than, hey, Charlie, Chuck, Sue, do you know who Jesus Christ is? Yes or no, or I've been out that, I've been to the churches, I'm done with it, whatever you're going to get. You're going to get a mixed bag of who knows what. It's always a surprise whenever I make the comment what I get for a response from people, and not many have, I felt like they may go for this. They may want to delve into the whole Jesus plan. But most are not going to. But God has created it in such a way that we are the messengers for Him right now. The people that are on church on earth that are the believers, we are His messengers. He took a bunch of imperfect people to go talk to a bunch of imperfect people about their imperfection. It is quite an oxymoron. It really is. I mean, it's because God ain't screwing around. He's like, I put my son to death for you, and you think I'll make it easy for you? No. But then again, He has made it easy for us. It's not, see, what people mistake, and anybody listening to this screwy video is going to make the mistake that I don't want to be, I'm not trying to create myself as the Jesus, as the God, as the guru, no, none of that. No, I am just some guy in a road trek, just trying to give you, my observation on what I'm seeing. That's all it is. I have no interest in being any kind of any guy. You know, I go work a job. When I need money, I go to work. That's all I got to do. I just happen, I'll be honest with you, nobody wants to listen to me out here. You know, this is all my family. They've heard this a million times over, you know. And, I mean, I bring up the stock market all the time, and I just like goofing on it, you know. It's like the biggest gambling conglomerate in the history of the world, and you're gambling on fake, 100% fake. The minute these governments, well, now we don't know. Now we know who runs the governments is the World Economic Forum group of elites. Those are the people running the world. They're running it now. They just don't have full control. I'm not talking. The One World Order is setting up for the One World Order. Actually, I sent a message to that guy's website, to his channel, saying that they're not. I still think they're gonna accidentally create an AI robot that they're gonna have to, and these idiots will listen to it. They listen to a robot that knows better than they do, you know. Or it's like, because they're already talking about there is no God. They don't want God. They're gonna make. They think they can make the human body last forever, you know. They have all kinds of. I mean, it is worse than Frankenstein. It's like Frankenstein, Tower of Babel, Noah's Ark. Put every major event that God had to shut down the human race for their own benefit, you know, and that's what they're mad about too. If God would stop getting in our way, we could get to where we gotta go, you know. Well, we're gonna go to full destruction if He doesn't. I mean, we're not. We don't think things through. We think of it for ourselves, and we don't think it through. But I just want to do I'm hoping this is a quick video, because then I usually wind up after this. But you know, the perfected imperfect trap. I mean, it really made a lot of sense today, because it's like, you know, I'll be honest, I blow through the Psalms, 150 of them. I'm like, oh my, this is gonna be a long time. Not live. I've read through the Bible. I've literally handheld and read the Bible 2.5 times. I'm not a fast reader, so I've gone to audio Bible, and I will wait for my mind to pick up on something. As soon as I pick up on, and that's what happened today with that gentleman on Psalms 14. It goes along with it really goes along with Ecclesiastes. I think Amos. It really pulls out a lot of books. You know, like you know, if my people will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, mainly turn away from the world, stop chasing the world. Of course they're going to keep throwing stuff out there. I got trapped in a little trap for a little while. I still want the car if it ever becomes available, but I mean, the practical use of that car is, the way I'm living is, I'm going to have to sleep in the trunk of a car. You know what I mean? I'm not sure I want to do that. Whatever God wants. Whatever. He's going to have to give me the ability to do it, you know. But that Aptera car they're coming out with, they're trying to ramp up to start producing. They're hoping to produce them by the end of the year. But the car's got 40 miles of range. 1,000 miles of range. It will self-charge up to 40 miles a day on its own without plugging in. It's gonna have its own solar panels on it. I don't know why they weren't doing this on day one. I don't care. The worst solar panels out there. They should have been doing that on day one. Put panels on every car, even if it's giving you 10 miles a day charge. Why not? I mean, what was it? The Leaf had a little panel, like, I don't know, maybe 3 of these, maybe 4 of these a long way across one area. And that was just to do what? It was to maintain the starter battery. That was it. It was just trickle charging the starter battery, so it always had power, because it didn't have an alternator. And I'm like, no, it's a start. You know, it's a start to something. But there's a guy, he's a UPS driver. Sorry, I'm segueing here a little bit, but you know, my videos are always all mixed up. He works for UPS, I believe, and he had a Leaf, and he built a whole a whole battery outside of the battery, because that battery was starting to go bad and he wasn't spending the money. And it plugs into the front of the car, and he's got a wire running around to the back of the trunk. and he's got solar panels all over the car. Um, he gets out to where his car gets what did he say? It's a 50-minute ride round trip. His car gets 20 miles or 30 miles of range. It ends up being short 10 miles of range. So he set up all these batteries and whatnot on the car. Pretty cool. I mean, it's Back to the Future type of setup that he's got set up on that car. Kind of neat looking, but he's got it set up pretty cool, and he uses it. He uses it like that, you know, and yeah, it's pretty it's pretty neat. But anyways, sorry. But back to that the invention of that car and all that. I mean, all these solar panels. I get 700 watts of solar on here, 500 amp hours of battery. Now those batteries have not been charged since I got them. They came in full. They came in at 14 amps, I believe, 14 volts, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, 14 volts, and they finally charged down. The lights are still plenty bright, but it's just not the refrigerator, for safety reasons, is throwing an F1 code, so it's shutting down the fridge because it doesn't want it. Because if the pump's running below a amperage, it'll burn it out. So what I have to do, I have to get I don't think it's an inverter, but it's something. It must be some kind of an inverter, but it gives it a consistent 14 volts of power here. So I'm gonna have to get that to put on it. They said you're gonna want to do it because you will burn out your batteries. I don't think I'll need it because there's solar in the batteries. I'll have plenty of juice all the time. I don't really feel like paying another 150 bucks, 200 bucks, whatever I bought for this fridge for. I'm really buying another one. But anyways, back to the Psalms 14 and the title of this thing, the perfected imperfect trap. The devil's loving this. You know why? Because he can throw out there now, oh, I am saying that go to Jesus, go to God, you know, you'll be better. Yeah, you'll suffer now for it, but you'll be better off. And the devil's saying, look at these people. It goes back to that Bill Clinton, Bob Dole election season. Okay, Bob Dole said that he wanted to go back to when things were better, or however he said it. He said he wanted to go back in time to when things were better. Bill Clinton said he wants to build a bridge back to whatever, and then Bill Clinton comes out the next day, I want to build a bridge to the future. Bob Dole was done right then and there. It wasn't him falling off the stage. He was done right then and there. As soon as Bill Clinton said a bridge to the future, he was the winner. All these guys are predicting a bridge to the future. Well, that bridge ain't even here yet. God hasn't even guaranteed these guys the next hour, let alone tomorrow. How the hell are they going to build a bridge? More than likely they'll get there. They'll build a bridge and all that. But it's like, what have we built yet that has not bitten us in the rear end? You know, what you drive around these neighborhoods, look at all these decrepit houses. Even the nice ones aren't even that nice anymore. I don't know. I mean, there's some houses that people really take good care of them, but not many are doing that anymore, you know? And I look at houses now. I'm a well, I guess a retired home flipper. I flipped 8 houses between Mass, Rhode Island, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What's the town? Denham Springs. I did 2. Yeah, 2 down there. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs. And the price, every time I had to buy a house, the price was up for the next house, you know. And then I had to put more money. I always needed a money guy. I could never get out of that money guy scenario, you know. After my brother's buddy, that's still doing it. He was doing it about maybe 3-4 years before, probably 5 years before I started. He's still doing it. He's up in New Hampshire and Maine doing it now. And he's hoping this year he's going to break even and start making his own money. And he won't have to get loans anymore. And I'm like, boy, I remember being in that spot. And that's about when it falls through. I tell you what, I don't trust this economy further than I can throw it. So I'm not putting money that I gotta commit to borrowing from somebody for a big win when it's gonna be a massive loss. You know what I mean? I'm just done with that game. You know. And hey, good luck to the guys that are doing it, but you're kind of doing it to your own detriment. You know. We're not here to be blessed on this side. We will have blessings on this side. Well, I'll have food, I'll have shelter, I'll have family, I'll have community, I'll have, things to do. But some of you Christians out there, you're going after all the glamour of this world. It's not, I don't care what you say. I watched, accidentally caught some of the stupid actors, sorry, not the stupid actors, but the show of the actors, the Oscars, whatever I call it, they go across stage and all that. And I caught a few minutes of it, and this obnoxiousness to they got to have the longest dress, the this, the that, the that, the this, and I'm like, man, who? And then they got to be in front of the camera. They're mad when they're not in front of the camera. I'm like, oh my goodness, they have no idea what they're setting up for. But he, that guy also mentioned something too about Alcatraz in a couple of videos before. He said something about how we well, never mind that thought. I'm just going to cut it short right now. You'll have to go find that guy. I'll have to give you guys that information on him. He's got some really good insight on the Bible. He's got to be a very well read guy, as far as reading the book. But he doesn't seem like he's got a lot of stuff behind him, I'm here, I'm there. He just goes, walks in the park, or he's at his church. That's all he does. It's the two spots he's really at, He's not a big guy. I'm not a big high level, I gotta have all this stuff in the background going on, like all these videos and stuff and whatever. If you guys are interested in that, basically the whole crux of this story is go read Psalms 14. And you're gonna have to see where we're really at in this world at this time, I mean, but it's getting interesting. That's what I had to say. It's getting very interesting what's going on, how stuff's speeding up. He has a whole list actually to bring him back up. He has a whole list of what's happened since 2020, and it's like 20 or 30 items. Huge stuff though, and people, it's like that never happened like that before. We're like on bang, bang, bang. Next thing, look, they're already planning the next pandemic. There's a midterm election coming up, and if they don't use it on this one, they definitely use it on the presidential. It's coming up in 2 more years. I don't think we'll be here for that, but that's just my personal opinion. There's no way, this ain't wrapping up. A little chilly this morning. There's no way this ain't wrapping up, or rapturing up, if you will, very soon, because there's nothing left that has to be done, predicted, talked about, said. The Old Testament's done. Jesus came. The 2,000 years, we're on the footsteps of 2,000 years. We're only 10 years away from being here for 2,000 years since Jesus came. So it's due. It's prime time, and these guys, I mean, look at 2020 ramped up so fast, ramped up. I was just looking at the stock market actually yesterday. Oh, the oil. It's on that phone. I gotta get that phone working so I can look at that phone in my notes. The oil prices before 2020 or before last year, I forget. I think a year ago, were $43 a barrel, right? Now we're up over 120 a barrel, 120, 126. It's up there, but that's crazy. That's insane. They're doing that on purpose. But you guys gotta have to go look up the World Economic Forum and see what they say about it, because it's insane. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Psalms 14, and make sure that you're right in that. And make sure you're not thinking that yourself. If you are, correct that, because you could be in some danger of falling away. I guess that's a good predictor of that. If you're agreeing that, where is God? When's he going to show up? Oh my God, this is getting ridiculous. God shows up when he's ready. He's giving you enough that you can withstand it until he gets here. And he's here, but he's just not showing himself yet. Stuff has to get done. Evil has to be collected. Remember, Jesus said, I will have all my enemies under my footstool or as my footstool. Okay, so until that gets done, God is not letting one pebble of evil to go its own way, because any evil will grow. You and I all know that. I mean, we have a thought goes in our head before we know it. We spend 5 hours stewing about something, you know. Then you realize that, what the hell am I stewing about that for? Like, for example, yesterday, my refrigerator. Okay, I'm literally moving it. Let me just show you real quick. Okay, still a disaster. I'm just getting on the inside, but let's see if I can show it in the picture. Right over there, that is where the my electronics are going for the solar controller and the inverter and all that. That's the house AC is going to plug into all that. I got it where the old fridge was, so it's vented. But I had my fridge over here where that squirt bottle is now, and I've been using that as a seat because, as you see, my table is full of stuff, you know, because I just kind of had to tear all that apart and I just put it all back together. I haven't put it back together yet. So I literally moved this fridge from here to here, and it throws an F1 code. So now I got some kind of jerry-rigged electrical going on. It's not jerry-rigged. Well, jerry-rigged this week until I get all the rest of the components in to put it all together right. I just wanted it over here because I got to strap it in and I got to see how it drives and all that, you know. And I get sidetracked with an F1 code. I'm like, oh, what the hell is this now? I mean, so the stuff to pile, like the pile on top. You know what I mean? I just moved the fridge over. 2 days later, throw you a code, which would have threw me off anyways. But I mean, I thought it was a grounding problem or something like that. You know, and it'd be the batteries are getting too low to run this thing. They're not low, but I guess I don't know. However the chemistry works, it doesn't throws enough for like 3 watts and all that. This is pulling 14 volts. It needs 14. Saying 14 1. What is it saying? 14. Yeah. It needs 14.1 volts. That's its optimal operation speed. This TV takes 19 volts. So somebody asked, would that unit that's going to run that, would that run the TV just strictly on 12 volt without having to run a loud inverter, which would be pretty cool. So I'm going to look into that, you know. That would be really nice if I could just run that TV without having to run the inverter behind me. Because the inverter sucks power too, you know, so you're gonna kind of defeating the purpose by doing that. So I stewed about it. I mean, I literally sat on my bed for like an hour. It's like, this fridge will not turn on. And F1 could what? I just blow up the freaking, you know, I was afraid I kind of crossed the wires. But I was really careful because one side of the wire is ribbed, the other side's smooth. So I figured ribbed, you know, grippy, power likes to grip. I'll use that as the power side. The smooth side, well, you know, if you grab it, it lets you go because it's a ground. I don't know. I just had that thought. And so I did that, and it kind of, I thought that was a problem, and it wasn't. It was the batteries. The batteries are currently too low, so I would have to put that on the inverter to finish it off. And I'm not going to keep switching wires around. But it's all learning. It's all learning stuff with this RV life. So just trying to get this thing set up where I'm happy with it, you know. But yeah, that's all for now. I hope any of this helps out, and I hope you're having a great day. And you know, just trust. You gotta trust the Lord. You gotta learn to trust the Lord. This is His show. This is not our show. It's His show. It's what He wants to do. It's what He's going to do, and it's what He will do. I fully believe He will get me out of here in one piece. It kind of doesn't matter, one piece on this side, because He's giving me a brand new body on the other side. Who cares? I would not like to go through that, but you know, it's whatever He wants. It's whatever I sign up for. Like I said, my late wife, we're coming up on, I don't know what the date is today, but July 2nd will be a 1-year anniversary of my wife passing away. My under 3-year marriage. But you know, it's it was special. It was special in a lot of ways, you know, because the Lord literally gave me exactly the kind of girl I was looking for. Yeah, did we have trouble? Yeah, we had trouble. We had some personal things that came up, and we never got it figured out before she passed away, because she passed away suddenly. She went in the hospital 2 days later. She passed away maybe 3 days later. And I wasn't with her when she passed away. I was up here. My mother just passed away. We were supposed to be up here. She decided she had to go to California to see her daughters. It was hostile. Not to say it wasn't. It was hostile. She wouldn't tell me what was going on. And her daughters didn't know why she showed up. So there's a lot of I'll never know. A lot of I'll never know. And then she ended up back in Baton Rouge, and people saw her at the church we were going to. She was back at the church and stuff, and then she wasn't there. And then all of a sudden they found out that she passed away. So yeah, it was quite a kick. It was quite a kick, you know. I did not plan on not reconciling that situation. You know, before she passed away, I had no idea she was going to pass away. I mean, I just lost my mother. What a chance of somebody losing two people within 33 days of each other, you know? And it was a bilateral pulmonary embolism. So I guess what's that? Blood clots in both of her lungs. So probably a pretty horrible way to go. But you know, the Lord took her home. She was in love with the Lord. And I will say this about her, okay? Because this is what her daughter was telling me, that she was swearing, she was throwing her Bible around. I think she actually may have mentioned that this is all BS, you know, and all that. But you know, when you're suffering or suffocating, I should say, you know, she was on an asthma pump for about, I think, 6 months, and that came up out of the blue, and but she would never go to the doctor to really get it figured out. And I'm sorry, Baton Rouge is horrible for their doctors. She was up here in Massachusetts. They had to figure out real quick what was wrong with her, but she never came up here to find out. Not that we were coming up here to find out, you know, we come up here to see my mother, because I was pretty confident my mother was passing away this time, and she did, you know. So yeah, so that was unfortunate. You know, the whole thing about, you know, don't go to bed in an argument. Yeah, don't. Sucks real bad, you know, because now I got to live with what shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know. You know, there's no excuse on my end. And there's no excuse on her end. I mean, we're both about that, you know. There's no excuse for what we both did, you know, whatever. So, I had a lot going on. I mean, my mother just passed away. We were in a kind of in separate places. So my thought was it was an impending divorce coming up. You know, that was my thinking, because the way she kind of left off, it was kind of like, oh, I guess she's done with me. You know, things were said pretty drastically. You know, so it's kind of like I couldn't handle all the angles. The devil does that. The devil will shred you. He will shred you to pieces. You will look like you look like that country hat they make out of straw, all the ends hanging out. You will be shredded. He will run you through that shredder, and you will wish the least that you died. You know, yeah, he did a good number on me, but you know what? I'm still here. And that's why if you see any of my videos or any comments I'll make on the Modern ISTL, I'll use the term diaper pants. That's my nickname for the devil, because he's such a scumbag. I think he needs to go wipe his pants, or whatever. I just call him diaper pants. I don't know why. It's just something I say, you know. And he can kiss it. Sorry, you know, he really can. He's the biggest loser on planet Earth. He's had his way with me. He'll continue to have his way with me, and I know who my protector is, and I know what he'll allow and not allow. So I'm not worried about what he's going to do, and I'm not provoking nothing by saying that, because Jesus said some stuff to him too. So, you know, I'm not above my master. I'm with my master. Okay, I'm not below my master either. He allows me to be at his level. You know, not in the amazing. Well, yeah, I guess in the amazing. I mean, we could heal, we could do things, but I go, that's not my focus. That's not my interest. If it happens, it happens. So be it. He's done it through me. Yeah, let me be correct. He's doing it through me. not I'm doing it. He's doing it through me. So if he allows it, that's fine. But that's it. I'm gonna keep it at a half an hour. I want another 15. Can't get a 15 because I got 15 things I want to say. All right, love you guys. Bye.